Have you ever stood in a place where the only sound is the whisper of the wind and the world feels paused in time, where streets once alive with laughter and footsteps now lie completely still as if waiting for a story to begin again? These are ghost towns, deserted places not haunted by spirits but by the echoes of history and the memories of those who once called them home. There's a haunting beauty in their emptiness, a silence that tells stories of dreams, struggles and goodbyes, all woven into the fabric of these forgotten streets. Walking through them is like stepping into a storybook, every building holding a secret, every doorway a portal to the past. Imagine a schoolhouse with books still open, as if the children just left for recess and never returned, or a home with a teacup left on a dusty table. Powerful monuments to lives once lived, frozen in a single moment. The silence isn't emptiness, it's a presence, inviting you to slow down, listen, and feel the weight of time pressing gently all around you. The term ghost town might sound eerie, but the feeling is more wonder than fear, and awe at the resilience of these places and the stories they still hold. You become a temporary guardian of memories, witnessing graceful decay and the slow transformation of history into legend. These places are scattered across the world, each abandoned for its own reason, booms gone bust, disasters, or simply the relentless march of progress. Nature slowly reclaims what was left behind, vines curling through windows and grass pushing up through cracked floors. Today they stand as open-air museums, their stories etched into every wall and hinge, inviting us to explore and remember. They invite us to imagine the vibrant communities that once called these lonely landscapes home, and to reflect on the passage of time and the impermanence of all things. Visiting a ghost town is a feast for the senses, an experience that lingers long after you've left. Your eyes catch sun-bleached wood, faded paint, and a palette softened by time, where every surface seems to whisper stories of the past. The silence is striking, no car horns, no hum of electricity, just the wind and the occasional bird. It's a quiet so deep it almost feels sacred. Your footsteps crunch loudly on gravel, making you want to move quietly to blend into the stillness. Every sound you make feels amplified, echoing through empty streets. The sun feels warmer, the air cleaner, and every surface tells a tactile story of grit and history. The textures under your fingertips are rough, worn, and alive with memory. There's a sense of solitude, but it's not lonely. It's a connection to something bigger, a reminder of those who once called this place home. The past feels tangible, brushing against you as you wander, as if the walls themselves remember every footstep and every voice. Each town has its own scent, dry earth and creosote in the desert, the sharpness of sun-baked stone, and the faint aroma of wild plants clinging to life. In mining villages there's a metallic tang in the air, a reminder of industry and labor, mingling with the scent of rust and old machinery. Or you might catch the earthy perfume of decay, where moss and rot signal nature's slow reclamation. It's the smell of nature reclaiming, of wood returning to soil, and the cycle of life continuing in silence. The sensory experience is unforgettable. A complex bouquet of dust, sun, and memory, where every breath feels like inhaling history itself. In these places you don't just see history, you feel, hear, and breathe it, becoming part of the story for a fleeting moment. Every sense is heightened, making the experience deeply immersive, as if the town itself is inviting you to listen and remember. It's a memory you carry long after you leave, a vivid imprint that calls you back in dreams and quiet moments. Every ghost town has a reason for its emptiness. Most were born from a single industry, mines, mills, railways that vanished, taking jobs and hope with them. The decline is usually slow, one family leaves, then another, until only a few remain. Sometimes disaster strikes, a flood, earthquake, or dust storm, forcing a sudden, heartbreaking exodus. Some towns are frozen in time, abandoned in a moment of crisis. Human-made disasters like industrial accidents or pollution have also emptied towns, leaving behind invisible dangers. The buildings may look normal, but the land is poisoned, the air unsafe. People left not by choice, but for survival. Each empty town is a stark reminder of how fragile our communities can be. The reasons for leaving are always profound, shaping the soul of the place. These stories linger in the silence, waiting to be discovered. Ghost towns are monuments to both human ambition and vulnerability. Bodie, California stands as one of the most iconic ghost towns in the American West. a haunting reminder of the boom and bust cycles that shaped so many frontier settlements. The story began with a gold discovery in the 1870s, transforming a remote outpost into a thriving town that swelled to nearly 10,000 hopeful souls, all chasing dreams of fortune. Saloons rang with laughter, schools echoed with children's voices, and banks buzzed with the promise of newfound wealth. Life in Bodie was wild, unpredictable, and brimming with possibility. But as the gold veins thinned and profits dwindled, families packed up, businesses closed, and the once vibrant town began to empty out, leaving behind only memories and empty homes. A devastating fire in 1932 swept through Bodie, destroying much of what remained and sealing the town's fate, leaving it to the silence and the elements. What makes Bodie truly unique is its state of arrested decay, buildings, furniture, and personal belongings left just as they were, as if time itself simply stopped. Peering through dusty windows, you'll find tables still set for meals, chalkboards with faded lessons, and shelves lined with goods, all untouched for decades. It's as if the residents have just stepped out for a moment, leaving behind a world frozen in anticipation of their return. Today the silence is broken only by the wind, which whistles through empty streets and rattles old doors, carrying with it echoes of laughter, hope, and heartbreak. Bodie stands as a powerful testament to dreams built and lost, to the fleeting nature of fortune, and to the resilience of those who once called it home. It's not just a collection of old buildings, it's a living monument to thousands of lives, stories, and ambitions that shaped the American West. Visiting Bodie is an emotional journey, inviting you to walk in the footsteps of pioneers and to feel the weight of history in every creaking floorboard. It's a place that reminds us how quickly fortunes and entire communities can vanish, leaving only stories and silent streets behind. Not all ghost towns are relics of the distant past, some are chillingly modern. Pripyat, Ukraine, built in 1970 for Chernobyl's workers, was a vibrant city of families and children. On April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl disaster changed everything. 50,000 residents were evacuated overnight, told they'd return in 3 days. They never did. Today, Pripyat is frozen in time, propaganda on walls, gas masks in classrooms, family photos on floors. The city wasn't abandoned slowly but ripped from life in a single afternoon. The sense of sudden departure is overwhelming. Pripyat stands as a stark warning. Unlike gold rush towns, it was killed by an invisible enemy, radiation. The danger lingers, making much of the area uninhabitable. It's a chilling reminder of the risks of our technological ambitions. Pripyat is a ghost town born of a scientific nightmare, not economic decline. Even in photos, it's a sobering lesson in the fragility of our modern world. Its silence is a long, haunting shadow cast by disaster. One of the most hopeful sights in a ghost town is nature's quiet return. In the absence of people, wildflowers push through cracks, vines climb walls, and moss softens stone. Over time, trees take root in roads, their branches reaching skyward, their roots breaking asphalt. In places like Pripyat, forests now tower over abandoned buildings. Animals return. Foxes den in basements, birds nest on window ledges. Decay and growth blend, creating a landscape both melancholy and beautiful. Nature's reclamation is gentle but relentless, reminding us we're only temporary custodians. Rusting cars become planters, buildings turn into vertical gardens. It's not a victory of nature over humanity, but a reminder of life's resilience. These scenes show the planet's remarkable ability to heal and renew. Walking through reclaimed towns, we glimpse a world without us, humbling and awe-inspiring. It's a living lesson in the enduring cycle of life, death, and renewal. Exploring ghost towns is a privilege, one that demands respect and care. Always research before you go. Is it public land, a protected park, or private property? Never trespass. Seek permission where needed. Safety comes first. Many towns are remote, with unstable buildings and hidden dangers. Let someone know your plans and wear sturdy shoes. Often it's safest to admire structures from the outside. The golden rule: take only pictures, leave only footprints. Don't take souvenirs. Every object is part of the story. Removing them erases history for future visitors. Walk softly, speak quietly, and imagine the lives once lived there. Be a respectful witness, not just a tourist. Your presence helps keep these stories alive. By honoring these places, you become a temporary guardian of fading memories. Explore with an open mind and gentle heart. In doing so, you help preserve the soul of these forgotten towns. When you leave a ghost town, it's the sense of lives lived, not just empty buildings, that lingers. Every broken chair, every child's toy is a link to someone's hopes and dreams. Ghost towns are vessels of memory, teaching us about resilience, ambition, and change. They remind us that communities are fragile and that forgetting them means losing valuable lessons. By remembering the miners, farmers, and families, we honor their struggles and legacy. These places remind us of our own mortality and the impermanence of our world. Even the busiest cities can fade, and life is precious. Ghost towns encourage us to cherish our communities and live with purpose. Look beyond decay, see the soul, hear the echoes, imagine the hope. These towns aren't dead, they're sleeping, holding generations of dreams. By remembering, we keep those dreams alive. The world is a book, and ghost towns are one of its most moving chapters. Their stories speak of our search for a better life, and the beauty in imperfection and loss. You don't have to travel far. Hidden histories are everywhere, waiting to be discovered. Be a detective of the past, ask questions, wonder about those who came before. This curiosity connects us to the past, to each other, and to the earth itself. Every journey, no matter how small, adds to our own story. So stay curious, keep exploring, learning, and feeling. The world is full of haunting beauty and quiet wisdom if we take time to look and listen. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Be well and never lose your sense of wonder. There's always another story waiting just around the corner.